In this video, we'll talk about 5 most common things you need to know about the closure of the border between the US, Canada, and Mexico. This is so important to discuss, and I'm looking forward to talking about it in this video. So what are you waiting for? I'll see you on the other side. Hello everybody. In this video, we'll talk about a few things you need to know about the closure of the borders between the US, Canada, and Mexico, what you need to know, and how to handle the situation right now if you're planning to cross, if you need to cross for work, for pleasure, if your family member's there. It's important to discuss this. First, but before we jump in, if you're here for the first time, make sure to subscribe to our channel, click that bell to be notified. I don't want you to miss any of our videos. And also, give us a big like so YouTube will be able to show this video to more people just like you. My name is Sapochnick, and I'm an immigration attorney located right here in San Diego, right on the border between Mexico and the US. And I see those issues come up every day, and I wanted to share this video so you understand what you have to do and how to make your life much easier. Let's talk about what is important to know about the border closure between the US, Canada, and Mexico. As you remember, when the pandemic started around May, the border was shut down between Mexico and the US for non-essential travel. Then it was extended again in June. Then it was extended again through July and August. And the final extension of this border closure, the way it is now, is through October 21st, 2020, and we'll see what happens in the future. So for now, there's quite a few things we need to know, and let's talk about what you need to do to be able to navigate this this situation between the countries. People that we used to go to the embassies to get visas. It's just the trade. It's something that was taken for granted, and right now that we can't do this, it's important to understand what is possible and why is it important for this flow of trade and movement of people to continue. So in this video, I'm going to go through some points that may be helpful for you as you try to navigate this maze. So until these restrictions are lifted, here's what you need to know. Number 1, the travel restrictions apply only to land port of entry. They do not apply to travel by air or by sea. That's really important. So if you need to get to Mexico from the US or Canada, you can actually fly directly. But if you try to cross at a port of entry by land, you will have some trouble. So remember, it does not apply to travel by air or by sea. Number 2, the border is not actually closed. It's limited to essential travel. But what is essential travel? Let's talk about it now. Let's talk about what is essential travel when it comes to crossing Mexico to Canada. Number 3, the only travel that is defined non-essential is tourist travel. Those that hold B1, B2 visas, the typical tourists, those are deemed to be non-essential. However, if you're coming to the United States as a business visitor, so for example, let's say you're coming to visit a company because you want to do business with them, or you're coming for a conference or an event, you can still enter even though you have a B1 visa, which is a business tourism, but as long as you do so by air. If you try to come by port of entry, some port of entry by land may not allow you to enter because of the kind of visa that you hold. So once again, even if you're a visitor, but you're coming for a business purpose, not just on vacation, you should be able to enter by air. If you explain to the port of entry why you're coming, there shouldn't be any reason why they won't let you in. But remember, if you're coming for pure tourism, if you're going to try to cross by land to visit Mexico or enjoy sightseeing in Canada, that may not be possible because you're not going to be able to justify the essential need of that travel. Very important to know. Number 4, CBP still performing TN and L1 adjudications at a port of entry for Canadians. So if you're applying to work in the United States, you can still do so at any port of entry on land, by land. Remember, we've seen that some ports are still requiring proof that the need to come to work is essential, but most are not. So if you're coming to work and they see that it's a TN visa or you're going to renew your L at a port of entry for Canadian, you can do so and will be still covered by essential, although we've seen some port of entry will require some proof that your job is essential. But they are processing TN visas. We've done quite a few of those. We do so for Canadians at the Mexican port of entries, and for Canadians in the Canadian port of entry. TN visas are everywhere, and so those are still possible. But remember to check with the port before coming what they require so you don't waste your time, you don't waste your trip. Number 5, very important point. Most third country nationals are not able to enter Canada right now to apply for their visa. So before, third country nationals are able to come to Canada to apply for E2 visa extension, H1B visa, or any other visa, which was a very convenient way to do so you don't have to fly all the way back to your home country. But now, the U.S. Embassy in Canada is not going to see any third country nationals, and this is because of the restrictions that Canada has on people coming to Canada anyway, the quarantine and any other restrictions. So there's a decision right now not to see any third country nationals, and right now we're getting a lot of requests from our clients and other people that are asking, can they get visas instead of flying all over to, to Israel or to Europe? Can they go to Canada? The answer is right now no. U.S. embassies in Canada are not going to adjudicate third country nationals, and it's really important to know so. So these are the main 5 points to know right now if you're trying to move around between the U.S. and Canada border. I think there's important tips for you to know, because while before it was a question of habit to so easily cross the border between those countries, right now there's so many restrictions, and it's important to know how to navigate the system to be able to achieve your goals and still be able to cross if needed, if you meet those requirements. And once again, if you have any questions, if you have any issues with crossing the border, or your cases are stuck, just let me know in the comments. I want to know what your situation is and what other videos we can make to address your situation. Also, if you're here for the first time, make sure to subscribe to our channel, click that bell to be notified, because we're making videos every single week and you don't want to miss any of our videos. And also, remember I mentioned in the beginning of the video, if you want to join our private membership, immigrationu.com, where we give you updates firsthand, where we give you some samples, videos, community, Zoom calls. It's almost like having an immigration lawyer by your side 24/7 at a convenience of your home. So make sure to check immigrationu.com. The link is in the description of this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in our next video.